Hey everybody, and welcome to the Can't Feel My Face fingerstyle guitar tutorial. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so if you'd like to see more of what I do in the future. Also, if you'd like the tab in notation, you can get it by going to jasonswansonmusic.com/store, and that will greatly help you learn this song. It also comes with a Guitar Pro 6 version and audio of me playing this song without any percussion. Alright, so the beginning of the song is the verse without any percussion or not as much rhythm. I'm going to play it with a click at 106 beats per minute first, and then I'm going to slow it down and break it down a little bit more. All right, let's take that down to, let's see, 68. This still may be too fast, but we'll take it. Here, let's go at 60. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. We have eighth notes. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and... All right, let's take that back at the first measure of the song here. So we are going to wait, we're going to rest for 3 measures, for 3 beats. 2, 3. So that is first fret on the B string, third fret on the B string, and then E with that rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Alright, and then we're going to hang out with that. I like to use my thumb. I think it's easier. Be careful using your thumb. Don't mess your wrist up too much. It can be bad sometimes if you're not careful. So that's pretty easy. So that's a 0, 0, 0, 3, 3. But we're going from the 3rd fret on the E string to the 3rd fret on the B string. I like to bar that. That's called a hinge bar, I think. Also, with my fingers, I like to alternate often, so it gives it a more breath-like feel, more vocal feel, versus... It's hard whenever you're just giving downstrokes with one finger, so... Also, yeah, that's a hammer-on. It doesn't have to be a hammer-on. So that's dun dun dun, and we're leading into the next measure. 3 and 4. So we got 3rd fret on the D, 2nd fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B string, then got this. So this bass note is kind of taking the place of the melody almost, because it really should be, but I just decided to. All right, now we're going on. All right. Alright, so let's see what we have here with the metronome. 2 and 3 and... Okay, so at the end of that last measure you have this F chord that I like to use my thumb with. You might be able to do it some other way like this. So I go 1, 3, 1 on the B, and then open A. So in a metronome, those last two beats of the third measure looks like this. One more time, then we'll go on. All right, here we go, we're going on. It's a lot of the same stuff, so I may not call out the fret numbers on every single occasion. So that's a similar thing as that there was in a couple measures before. We basically got an A minor 7 shape. That's the chord we're spelling out, or A minor. So we go A, second fret on the D, first fret on the B, and then a hammer on the third fret with our pinky on the B string. Leading in, we're anticipating the beat, as in what people say when they're talking about anticipating the beat is when a 8th note or 16th note comes in beforehand, so it has this anticipated feel to it. So that happens a lot in this song. So that's why it has this 1, 2. So here we go. So we got an F shape, and we're taking it, pulling off, hammering on. All right, let's play that whole beginning part again with the metronome at 60 beats per minute. 2, 3. Okay, on to the pre-chorus. We're going to slide up to the 5th fret with our pinky on the E string. I like to use my thumb. Sometimes I don't. Maybe I'll use my index finger and alternate. So I like to do a slide in here. Because I just think that sounds better than really, we don't want it to be choppy. I like it. I don't know. Sounds more, like it translates better on guitar that way. All right, here we go. So that at the same time we're going like this, we're also, which is kind of a stretch. You might be able to do it like this too. So. Okay, let's go over those 3 lines again, or 4, I guess. Open. So when we go right here, open, E, G, open B, open E. So we're anticipating the beat with this here, 3, 3rd fret. I like to bar it here. But before we play this bass note, so we got 3, 5, 5, 3. So that's 3, 5, 3, 5. So we pluck all of these once. All right, now we have a similar thing again. So let's do those lines with a metronome. 1, 2. All right, let's go on. Down, long. So I strum that. All right, a lot of that is the same fingering, so I will skip some of those details. And then here's the part. All right, and here's how you play it. So we got 3rd fret, 4th fret. And then I just hit, kind of drop my fingers on the strings. It's a good percussive technique. 5 and 5. Hit again. 8 and 9. 8th fret, 9th fret. This is all in the E and the G, by the way. And then I like to pluck with my 3 fingers. Here, I like to pluck these 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings. Okay. So let's do the whole, let's do that, not the whole part, let's do that second half of the pre-chorus at 60 beats per minute here. 3, 4. There you go. Let's do the whole thing a little bit faster tempo. Let's do it at 80. Actually, that's quite a bit faster, of course. All right, let's do it at full tempo here, or 106. All right, there we go. And I may have left something out, but if you get the tabs, you'll see exactly the way that I recorded it. But also, you don't have to necessarily play a song exactly the same way every time. Let's go on to the chorus now. But I want to take the melody and show that to you first, and show you how I do it. It's a little bit different than the version by The Weeknd, the original version. All right, so it goes like this. Let's see, let's take a tempo down here. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'd be back into the verse again. So let me take you through that. I'm going to take the tempo down. Also, another important thing is that if in this point in the song, at least the way I do it, or in the way the original is too, we have swung 16th notes. And if you need a little bit of help on thinking about swing, maybe I can make another video to talk about what it is, but it has a certain feel to it. So whenever we have 16th notes, they have a triplet feel with a rest in between, or with a 16th note, with a tied 16th note triplets. I'll talk about that in another video. But there's a triplet feel, so this is not, so it's funky, it's groovy. So here we go, the 2. I'm not going to play 16th note divisions on the click though. 2, 3, 4. All right, let's go over the melody for the chorus. Here we go. We have 3rd fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret. And these are really, this is 4th fret, that E flat, that's just kind of passing. But I wrote it in as. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's, even that first one's maybe, that's supposed to be more of a passing tone. All right, now let's add the bass notes in, but I don't want to get into the bass rhythm yet. F here. All right, that is all the bass notes without the actual bass part rhythm and the melody played at the same time. Let's focus on just the bass part. All right, now I want to subdivide the click to play 16th notes that are triplet feel 16th notes, or swung 16th notes, or swing feel 16th notes. But I really like this metronome, Pro metronome, but it doesn't have a subdivision for 16th notes at the moment. So what we're gonna have to do is double the tempo. So and then we're gonna use 8th notes, 16th notes. So basically, I have it set to 185. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. But really, we're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I also have every other note, so we have those other notes, those are the 8th notes. And 2, and 3, and 4, and. All right, but, so we have quarter notes, we have 8th notes, we have 8th notes all represented here. But if I want to show 16th notes, I'll have to go down to here, which these are 8th notes, but we're having to do it double because we don't have 16th note subdivisions here. But so if these are straight 16th notes, so if you try to play the song, with this just doesn't feel right. This doesn't sound like what the Weeknd's doing. Bump, 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 bump. I don't think so. And then it's a little bit annoying. You have to tolerate it. Okay, so what you gotta do is you gotta have a triplet feel, but you need a rest in the middle there, and that is what swing is. So you can have a swing you can have swung 16th notes and you can have swung 8th notes, but we have swung 16th notes here. This is how our 8th notes need to fit in to this song. 4. All right, so it's not the easiest thing to play that and the melody at the same time. Both are simplified a little bit, just so that it's humanly possible. But let's slow it down here. We're at 163, but really we're at half of that. As I explained before, we're at 81 and a half, if I can add correctly. Let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. This is where I recommend, if you've made it this far in this video and you don't have Guitar Pro, you need Guitar Pro. It'll make you a much better guitar player. It's one of the best practice tools out there. There's an app that's a lot cheaper than the computer version, and you can also download from my website. You can download not only the tabs in PDF form, but the Guitar Pro format. So you can go in there and you can listen to just the bass line. You can listen to just the melody line, and it's really nice. Not just trying to plug my stuff, but it's really, really helpful, and I think it would be a great way to learn it. I invest in Guitar Pro. I think it's like $10 for the iPad version, or iPhone version, or maybe it has a Droid version, I think. All right, let's try to put these two things together. Okay, cool. So that was the first part of the course. It might take a lot of time if you're not used to fingerstyle to get around it. But so let me break it down without the rhythm, without the little gallopy, little clip clop of the metronome that we have here. I want to talk a little bit about the technique I'm using for to play the bass notes and play the melody at the same time. I'm using my thumb for downstrokes on the bass notes. I'm using my index finger for upstrokes. So I'm basically alternating. Not 100% alternating, but and then I'm using mostly my ring finger for the melody. So let's go at the beginning of the chorus again. So when I'm hitting that 1 on the B there, I'm doing a little strike. It kind of gives me a snare drum-like effect. So on 2 and 4, I often, in many guitars, do a little strum, but not a full-on strum. It's really hard to play with that metronome here, but here we go. Let's slow it down even more. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I would say in order to really get the groove of this song, get the feel of this song right, if you want to have that 16th note swing feel, you got to be able to subdivide 16th notes, and you got to play and learn this song with a click. I mean, it's just crucial. I think maybe at least 90% of musical progress is made in the slow tempos. If you want to make fast progress, you have to go very slow with the metronome. Most great teachers I've known have always told me that progress happens when you play slowly, when you practice slowly, and you don't try to skip. You don't try to go, I'm just going to do it fast, and then you end up playing very messy. All right, let's go on to verse 2. All right, here we go. At the end of the chorus. So we got that. So there we go. Let's do those two measures again with the. So we've got very similar to the first chorus. The fingering on the left hand is very similar to the first. So we got a hammer on, pull off too. The real difference is in the right hand technique here. So there, that's, you want to have the E string muted. So let's do that beginning part. All right, here we go. Keep going on. So that part's a little bit hard. So either you have to bar with your pinky here, do a hinge bar. That's pretty difficult. Or you can do. Or you can go from pinky to third finger. So that right here is a little variation. So 0, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 0. Oops, without that error. All right, let's go on. All right, let's do that to tempo. At least part of it in tempo. Let's speed that up a tiny bit. 150 on the metronome here. Of course, we know that it's really 75. Here we go. So that even that little strum has that 16th note. That's very important because we don't want it to be played like this. Okay. Well, actually, you know, playing it with straight 16th notes might be a good option. It might be fun. It's going to sound different, but that's okay if you want to do that. Okay, I'm going to keep on going because much of the left hand action was very similar, and a lot of the right hand stuff is you know, also very similar throughout it. 2 and 4, a lot of hitting like this, and you're just going to need to slow it down, watch closely, and learn some of that nuance yourself. It's hard to really show it exactly. All right, here we go, pre-chorus 2. It's very similar to the first pre-chorus. Okay, so let's go over that. Here we go. Sliding up again. So we're doing a quick. So there we go, 5, 5th fret. So strum. So there's a little hits in there. Hit. Hit. There you go. Very similar to the first pre-chorus. All right, the second chorus is very similar to the first chorus, but I'll play through it again here at 151 BPM. But it's really 75 if you're counting like this with 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are at the outro, which is the same thing essentially. It's basically just the bass line of the chorus, but it's a little bit more detailed in my arrangement. When we're playing the bass line in the chorus, it's almost, I don't know, it was just a lot to play the exact bass line and the exact melody. So I adapted it. That's what you do when you're arranging a song. So here we go. So that's the end of the song. But let me slow that down even more. The notes should be pretty obvious. It's the rhythm. I mean, or the rhythm is what's kind of different about this. But let me slow it down even more here. Let me slow it down a little bit more and play it for you. 3, 4. There you go. Also, note that is palm muted. The whole song, the bass is often palm muted. Okay, that concludes our tutorial video for the day. Once again, please subscribe, and if you'd like tabs, you can get them at my website. I'd like to wish you good luck in your musical journey, and I hope you keep finding joy in it, and let me know how it goes.